The bulls at this University of Wisconsin research farm seem far removed from the politics of the Middle East. In reality, a commodity bulls provide is one of the top U.S. exports to a country President Bush has labeled part of the axis of evil. Semen from American bulls is used to inseminate thousands of cows.
It's a very big active market in the state of Wisconsin, I think all over the country.
Not just in this country, but also Iran.
I didn't know particularly till Iran, but no, it doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of different countries.
I, George Walker Bush, do solemnly swear.
Since President Bush took office, the value of U.S. exports to Iran has grown more than 10 times. Despite the fact that the government has strict rules on what can be sold to Iran. That hasn't stopped U.S. companies from selling $158 million worth of cigarettes to Iran during President Bush's time in office. They topped the list of items sold.
I'm trying to see if there's a worm.
Farmer Fred Worthington grows tobacco on a fifth of his fields. He was surprised to learn that the fruits of his labor could be going to Iran. But as head of the Georgia Tobacco Commission, he says issues surrounding international trade are complicated.
I'm normally not for boycotting or not trading with people because as a farmer, you know, opening up markets and having the most markets is best to all our farmers, not just in tobacco, but our other commodities that we grow.
Government rules allow the export of certain goods, including agricultural commodities and articles intended to relieve human suffering. They include food staples like corn and soybeans, but also more than $100,000 worth of bras and $96,000 in cosmetics. From 2001 through last year, the U.S. sent Iran $546 million in total goods. The figure was a little more than $8 million in 2001. By 2007, it ballooned to $146 million.
In the scheme of things, that's peanuts. I mean, from the standpoint of U.S. trade, I'm a little surprised to hear that it's grown that much.
An Associated Press review of U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filings found dozens of companies that said they've done business in Iran in recent years or believe their products or services may have reached Iran through other channels. They include Pepsi, Canon, BP Amoco, ExxonMobil, Visa, and MasterCard. Bill Reinsch heads two Washington-based business groups that believe U.S.-only sanctions are ineffective. President Bush has urged Europe and the United Nations to impose tough sanctions on Iran. Candidates John McCain and Barack Obama support stronger multi-country sanctions. Congress is also getting involved. A bill passed by the House would ban the import of carpets and some foods from Iran. The Senate just took up a similar measure.
We've always believed that unilateral sanctions don't work and end up being counterproductive. They end up sticking it to the Americans, basically, without achieving any of the foreign policy or security objectives that go along with them.
The director of the Treasury Department office that monitors exports to Iran says sanctions are aimed at the political regime that runs the country.
Our concern is not with the Iranian people. The United States wants the Iranian people to succeed as a nation and to live in peace and to be prosperous.
U.S. government figures show at least $148,000 worth of unspecified weapons and other military gear were sent to Iran during the Bush administration.
That's something that would obviously concern us greatly and concern the whole administration.
Treasury Zubin says the military gear may have ended up on the list due to human error. He says several government agencies are rechecking their records to see if Iran really received the prohibited items. The Bush administration's record on enforcement of the trade rules with Iran is mixed. It's collected at least $59 million in civil and criminal fines from companies found to be illegally trading with Iran. The government has also let the statute of limitations run out in at least 25 other cases. I'm John Siegenthaler for the Associated Press.